This is video number 90 on your Firearms Defense channel. Today I'm going to comment on this schizophrenic drifter who was killed by the police in Fullerton, California. I'm finally getting around to commenting on his video. His name was Kelly Thomas, and I'm going to get started by reading the USA Today article out of the USA Today paper. It's dated Monday, August the 15th, 2011. This is the whole article word for word, and then I'm going to make a commentary on it here. This headline is Schizophrenic Drifter's Death Sparks Protest. Police altercation caught on video brings calls for better training. Fullerton, California. Kelly Thomas was an often seen fixture in this Southern California college town. A schizophrenic drifter described by his parents as easygoing and nonviolent. His death, after being taken into custody by 6 police officers at a public transit station last month, is the object of federal and local investigations, sparking weekly protests outside the police station and drawing concern from mental health experts who want better training for cops in dealing with the mentally ill. Dad were among Thomas's final words, a haunting, desperate cry captured on video by a cell phone as police subdued the 37-year-old just after darkness fell at the city's central bus and train depot July 5th. The video has been viewed more than 695,000 times on YouTube. A hospital bed photograph Ron Thomas took as his son lay in a coma shows a face grotesquely swollen and bloody, eyes blackened. They just beat the hell out of him, says Kathy Thomas, Kelly's mother, who counts 6 applications of a taser-like weapon on her son in the video. Thomas died 5 days later after being taken off life support. 6 Fullerton police officers have been placed on paid leave pending an investigation by the county district attorney, and the family has filed a legal claim against the city. A spokeswoman for the FBI's Los Angeles office, A.R.I. Koski, says agents are investigating whether Kelly Thomas's civil rights have been violated. Allegations of police brutality are hardly new, nor is videotaped evidence of it. Riots tore South Central Los Angeles in 1992 after 4 police officers were acquitted in a videotaped beating of motorist Rodney King. That racially charged scene was a far cry from the one here, 25 miles southeast of downtown Los Angeles. This conservative, majority, Republican-leaning city of 135,000 is home to a 35,000 student campus of the California State University system. Police Chief Michael Sellers has called Thomas' death a tragedy for our community, but offered no description or sequence of events that evening. With two of the city's five council members calling for his resignation, Sellers last week took a medical leave. Sergeant Andrew Goodrich, a police spokesman, said the department has nothing to say until District Attorney Tony Rakukas makes a report. The 6 officers have not been officially identified. An attorney for the officers, Michael Schwartz, did not return a call for comment. Rakukas said last week he has seen no evidence the officers intentionally tried to kill Thomas, and that his investigators have not determined if the officers used excessive force. An autopsy was inconclusive and awaits the results of toxicology tests, said Rakukas Chief of Staff Susan Kang Schroeder. Investigators have another video of the confrontation that has not been made public, but has been viewed by the officers involved. It was captured by a surveillance camera controlled by Fullerton+police. Schroeder said investigators are not making it public to avoid tainting witnesses' memories should charges be filed. Investigators have interviewed more than 80 witnesses, she said. Still another video was taken by a security camera inside a county bus that pulled into the station as the confrontation unfolded. With audio, it shows boarding passengers describing to the driver what they saw, with several saying police beat, hogtied, and shocked Thomas. Ron Thomas, Kelly's father, a former investigator for the Orange County Sheriff's Department, wants murder charges filed. He said the doctors showed MRI scans revealing Kelly Thomas suffered 2 severe types of brain injury. One, a lack of oxygen because his heart stopped, and the other, blunt force trauma. How can it be inconclusive when his face was so bashed in, Thomas said. Mayor Richard Jones, 78, a retired Air Force doctor and plastic surgeon, said he needs to know the cause of death. I will say these are gruesome injuries, but I've seen worse in people who survived, Jones said. I don't know why he died. Thomas' deadly encounter with police came after he was approached at the transit center by officers who were responding to a report of car break-ins. The National Alliance on Mental Illness, an advocacy group, called on the city to provide better training in dealing with the mentally ill. There is not a family that I've ever spoken with that doesn't have similar fears. Fears that their mentally ill family member is going to be confronted by the police and misunderstood, says Steve Pittman, head of the group's local chapter. There are demonstrations every weekend at the police station, and city leaders' silence has sparked recall petitions. It's devastating for Fullerton, Councilwoman Sharon Quick Silva said. This does not characterize Fullerton. Well, that's the article in its entirety that I just read. Well, the first comment here that I have to make is if this police chief Michael Sellers and this mayor Richard Jones had an ounce of human decency in them, they would put a gun in their mouth and pull the trigger and commit suicide. As far as I'm concerned, if these people had any decency, that's what they would do, because the actions of the police department, whom they're in charge of, is a complete and total disgrace to humanity, and these people would take this personally and commit suicide if they were decent human beings, as far as I'm concerned. Now, other than that, I have some closing commentary here that I want to make on this video number 90, and I obtained this information from Google. It's 2010, the number of police officers killed in the United States. From Google, from this source, it says, a police officer is killed every 53 hours somewhere in this country. This is for 2010. In 2010, 61 police officers were killed by gunfire, compared to 49 in 2009. A total of 73 officers were killed on the nation's roadways. The report shows the number of on-duty police officer deaths rose 40% this year after a 2-year decline. Well, I looked at the pictures of Kelly Thomas on YouTube. I looked at the video as it took place on YouTube of the police officers beating him to death, and I couldn't actually see that much on the video. Now, I saw the pictures of Kelly Thomas that were taken as he lay in the hospital, and they were pretty bad. For the life of me, I cannot understand how 6 police officers needed to beat this guy to a bloody pulp and kill this guy, and that's what it amounted to. I cannot for the life of me understand why the police needed to beat this guy this badly. It just doesn't, you know. And the number of police officers that were killed, you know, that I read off of Google when I just read you the numbers, the only thing I have to say about that is these people obviously live by the sword, as the other videos I made regarding the killing of Mayor Chai Calvo's family pets, the killing of the 7-year-old black girl Aiyana Jones in Detroit, the numerous, countless beatings and killings of citizens by the police and the SWAT team, and the beating of this guy Kelly Thomas, just ascertained. All you can say is these people live by the sword. It's obviously live by the sword, and these police killings nationwide every year, which increase every year, are just an end result of this. And it's unfortunate. It seems to me that we're only going to have more of this, and I'm sure, in fairness of these police officers, many of these people killed are probably good people, and I'm sure their families, and I'm sure their wives and children, and I'm sure it's a tragedy for them. But until we just stop living by the sword and stop killing each other and stop living by violence and unnecessary deaths like Kelly Thomas's are avoided through either training or compassion for your fellow human beings, these unfortunate things are just going to continue. And I'm going to close off video number 90 here. This is your Firearms Defense channel, closing off on video number 90, and I'll see you on video number 91.